Welcome back to Take Back, where we look at stuff throughout our generation. I'm your host, Abigail.
And I'm your other host, Miley, and on today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the toys from our childhood.
We've all had toys in our childhood, like Zuzu Pets, Transformers, Legos, and even dolls. Some kids had toys old as time, like Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars, and other kids had top-of-the-line toys like the Nintendo DS, the Wii, and the PlayStation Portable.
Whether you had hand-me-down toys from your siblings of the 90s or had brand new toys from the infomercials on TV, we all had toys that influenced who we are today.
And after this break, we're going to discuss how that's possible. So stick around, because coming up, we have a discussion of our favorite toys, a quiz section, and a top 10 list of what we believe to be the most important toys of our childhood. Now that we're back, we'll be talking about the toys that meant the most to us in our childhood. So Miley, what was your favorite toy and why?
I had a lot of favorite toys. I would say up there would be Littlest pet shops. My dad and I would we'd go to Walmart and pick them out every now and then if I was like a good kid or whatever.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that little classic child thing. If you're good, you get a toy.
Yeah. And then I also really enjoyed my iPod mini. It wasn't really a toy, but it was my mom's that I would listen to at first. I'd be listening to Baby Got Back and The Stars Are Blind by Paris Hilton on the bus, and it was just the best thing. This is where my music taste came from, but that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What was your favorite toy?
Growing up, my favorite toy was dolls a lot, like Polly Pockets, Barbie dolls. And it's kind of funny with the Legos set up here because I actually got more grown into Legos when I was like 10, probably a little younger, but around the ages of 8 to 10.
Yeah, that's how I was with Zuzu Pets because they came out later, so I got a bunch of them and then I played with them for like a year and then I grew out of it. What do you think is the most overrated toy? Like now that you look back on it and you're like, why did I like that?
Ooh, that's actually a good question.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a toy that was overrated in my childhood, but I hear like a lot of people say certain toys overrated. I can't fully say if something like a Furby would be a good example or not.
Yeah, those were kind of freaky, but I don't understand why I don't get the hype. I don't get what was so good about it.
I never even heard of a Furby until when I was like older. What toy did you want but you never got?
I always wanted an easy bake oven, but my mom thought they were junk, so she didn't buy me one. So I just learned to bake in an oven, which was fair. They are kind of, But what about you?
I actually don't really think I had toys that I wanted but never got.
That's good.
I think an easy bake oven would definitely be a good one. I don't think I heard of it until I was like a preteen.
Yeah.
Now going forward, we're going to introduce a special guest who brought something for us. You've seen him before in this little show. His name is Kelly. So Kelly, we'll bring it to you on what you brought today.
Hello, my name is Kelly Smith, and today I will be talking about a popular toy franchise called the Transformers, which consists of toys, animations, comic books, video games, and films. Transformers is an American and Japanese media franchise produced by the American toy company Hasbro and the Japanese toy company Takara Tomy. It follows the battles of sentient, living, autonomous robots known as the heroic Autobots and the evil Decepticons. The Transformers toy line began in 1980 with transforming mecha toys from Takara's Diaclone and Microman toy lines. but were rebranded for Western markets. They utilized varying humanoid-type figures, while they later presented robots able to transform into everyday vehicles, animals, electronic items, or weapons, in which the concept of Diaclone was created by Nobuyuki Okuda. Later, Hasbro brought the Diaclone toys and soon after partnered with Takara. Then, Jim Shooter and Dennis O'Neil were hired by Hasbro to create the backstory for the Transformers and their TV shows and comic books. Afterward, Bob Budiansky created most of the Transformers characters, giving names and personalities to the many unnamed Diaclone figures, such as the more notable ones like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Starscream, in which they would all be a part of the first Transformers TV show that aired in 1984. In 1984, the first aired Transformers TV show, also known as Generation 1, in which more shows and movies would appear in the future, but in different universes. The shows consisted of the Autobots and the Decepticons fighting a civil war on their homeworld of Cybertron, in which would later take place on Earth over the years. Then in 1986, the Transformers movie came out, and in which the Autobots are attacked on the Earth by the Decepticons, and the battle ends when, spoilers, Optimus Prime dies and Megatron badly wounded, and the Decepticons retreat. Subsequently, the young Autobot Hot Rod becomes Rodimus Prime later in the film, same with Megatron reincarnating as Galvatron, and are somewhat forced to fight the planet-sized Planet Eater Unicron together to save their homeworld of Cybertron, in which kicked off Generation 2 and many more shows, toys, comics, and movies in the multiverse to come in the future. And that should wrap up the basics on Transformers. And now I will be talking and showing off my collection of Transformers, in which, I've stated that Megatron the Planet Eater, which is this figure. This figure's from the Transformers Armada TV show, and he transforms into a planet like all of his other reincarnations in other shows. And then I got this version of Megatron, which transforms into a tank and is from the 2019 and ongoing Netflix TV show Transformers Earthrise. And I got this one, which is Blaster from Transformers video game Transformers Fall of Cybertron, in which he transforms into a sort of van. And I also have Hot Rod, which first appears in the movie, which I have stated, and transforms into a sports car. And yeah, I think that should wrap it up.
Welcome back to Take Back, where dreams do come true. Okay, Abby, now I'm going to quiz you on your knowledge of 2000 trivia. Are you ready? Here's your first question. What does Nerf stand for?
Ooh. I'm guessing the F is for something like fun.
It is non-expanding recreational foam.
Oh.
What year did the first Transformers toy release?
I'm gonna say it's kind of like in the 1900s, something like 1960s or 70s.
It was 1984. You're close though.
That was the year my oldest sister was born.
Oh, that's awesome. What country are Legos from?
I'm just guessing this because it's a very common country for some stuff, like DS, for example, Japan.
No, it starts with a D.
D.
And ends with Denmark.
Denmark?
Yes.
I did not know that.
What was the first game released for the Wii?
My guess is going to be either one of the Wii Sports games
Yes.
or... Oh.
No, it was Wii Sports. It was good. It was the first one. I think it came with the console, but I might be wrong, though. What animal was the first Littlest Pet Shop?
I'm going to say something like a puppy.
What kind of puppy?
Oh, no.
What breed?
Oh. Right now I'm thinking like golden retriever or beagle.
It was a Chihuahua, and it really wasn't that pretty. I'm surprised that it was their first one.
Yeah.
What was Barbie's full name, middle name included?
Oh, shoot. She did say her middle name in a movie before. I remember Barbara.
Yes.
I don't remember her middle name, but her last name is Roberts.
Yes, her middle name is actually her aunt's name, and don't ask me why I know that. I just remember it.
Man, I remembered because it was like a certain movie where she said her full name.
It was the fashion fairy tale one. It's Millicent, Barbara Millicent Roberts. What is the highest selling Lego set?
I think it would definitely be kind of like a very big set that like costs over $100.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. The average kid in the U.S. owns how many Hot Wheels?
Something like 1,000.
No, it's in between 0 and 100.
25.
50.
That was
Okay.
close.
How many Zuzu Pets were originally released?
I'm gonna guess because of like the 4 main characters, 4.
That's a good guess, but actually it's 9. Okay,
Oh man.
speaking of 4 characters, what are the names of the 4 original Bratz dolls?
Shoot. I think I knew them from like a video game that I owned, but I feel like one of them was Michelle, but I don't
It
remember.
was not Michelle. It is Chloe, Jade, Sasha, and Yasmin.
Oh,
Okay, last question. How many English Pokemon cards are there? It's between 9,000 and 10,000. I'll give you that.
I'm just gonna go smack dab in the middle and just go 9,500.
9,110. Now we're going to take a look at the top 10 list of our childhood toys with Emily. And that concludes this episode of Take Back.
Hello, I'm Emily and welcome to our top 10 list. At number 10 we have Zuzu Pets. These furry fake hamsters with wheels were one of the biggest fads of the 90s and 2000s. The concept behind them was very simple. Press a button on their back and watch them roll around your living room and probably bump into way too many things. Each pet had an assigned color, symbol, and name. They were even separated into categories such as rocker Zuzus and baby Zuzus. These are the lowest on our list because of their lack of major popularity compared to the top 5, but Zuzu Pets are still my personal favorite. Number 9 is Littlest Pet Shop toys. These small rubber friends came in a variety of animals, often having a very colorful appearance and big sparkly eyes. They even included elements of fantasy like glittery wings and unicorn horns. And not only did this brand make toys, they created several popular cartoon series and the internet game Littlest Pet Shop Online. While the relevance of these toys have faded over the last decade, they were undeniably a staple of many kids' childhoods. Number 8, Polly Pockets. These plastic people were different from other toys mainly because of their tiny size. They came with clothing sets that doubled as a snack for young children, but did you know that kids were chewing on them even before the clothes were made of rubber? For a short period of time, the clothes were plastic and used magnets to attach onto the body. However, they had to be recalled once kids started swallowing the tiny magnets. Even though these weren't the safest toys around our hungry brains, they hold a special place in our hearts. At number 7, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels have been around since the 1960s and are probably the first brand that would come to mind when you think of racing toys. They came in separate packs, and even though the look of your car didn't affect its speed, you always wanted to have the most stylish Hot Wheels to race with. Who knew that a basic concept like racing with little toy cars could end up being so fun? Number 6 is Pokemon cards, also known as Pocket Monsters. Made for the popular Game Boy video game series and the popular TV show anime, Pokemon was and still is one of the biggest crazes in the world. Everyone knows Pokemon. Everyone has seen Pikachu in the trademark Pokeball. Made by Tsunesaku Ishihara under the influence of Nintendo, these card games had role-playing elements, and part of their appeal was that, well, you wanted to catch them all. Ranging from $5 for a simple package to thousands of dollars for the rarest cards out there, the best Pokemon cards you had, the cooler you were. Coming in at number 5, Nerf Guns. One of the amazingly fun toys to have as a kid was a fake gun. While this may sound morbid, these guns were fake and shot soft, plastic-tipped foam bullets. New Nerf guns are released every year, and some people take it as a way of life. Tournaments are held, and local competitions are very common in the Nerf community, and these fake guns are not going away anytime soon. Number 4, Legos. Who would have known that little yellow people and a bunch of bricks and pieces could mean so much to us? Legos allowed kids to embrace their creativity and use their imagination to build whatever came to mind. Alongside this, there are plenty of themed Lego sets with instructions on how to build them. Plenty of pop culture giants such as Marvel and Star Wars embrace this brand and use their characters and buildings in these sets. In fact, one of the most popular Lego sets of all time is the Millennium Falcon. Not only does Lego create toys, they've released popular video games, movies, and TV shows. Number 3 is the Nintendo DS. Throughout the 2000s and early 2010s, this was by far the most popular handheld gaming console. Part of its popularity can be attributed to its convenience. Rather than needing to hook up a bulky box to your TV, the DS could be taken anywhere. Its small size also made it easy to hide under your pillow in the middle of the night when your parents were coming to make sure you were actually asleep. Unfortunately, the DS was discontinued in 2014, but you can still purchase them pre-owned on eBay. Number 2 is the Wii. The Wii was unlike any other game console of its time in the way that it kept its users on their feet. From reinventing bowling and golf to releasing the Wii Fit, this console tricked us into working out. One of the most memorable games, however, is Just Dance. This iconic game brought a brand new form of entertainment to all ages. Active games aren't the only thing they were known for. With games like Guitar Hero, Wii Party, Wii Resort, and so many more, this console had something for everyone. And finally, number 1 is dolls and action figures. This broad group of toys places so high on the list because of their versatility. From Barbie dolls and Bratz dolls to Transformers and Power Rangers, there's something out there to appeal to every kid. These toys date back to as early as the 21st century BC. Their dolls and action figures were made from materials such as clay, stone, and wood. Luckily, we've come a long way since then. While many of the toys on this list will eventually lose their relevance in pop culture and the lives of children, dolls and action figures will continue to thrive in the years to come. Thank you, everybody, for listening to our top 10 list. Back to Abigail and Miley.
Thank you, Emily, for that fantastical top 10 list, and thank you for watching our show today.
And we hope to see you next time on Take Back.